Well, good evening, folks. It is November the 29th, and I am currently en route to the middle part of Montana. It's about 6:30 right now in the evening. I got about a 5.5, 6 hour drive left to make it out there, and I got to stop by the Fish, Wildlife, and Parks office and pick up my map, which gets me access to the private land that I'll be hunting tomorrow and the next day. And it sounds like there's elk on this property. In this particular region, you can only hunt this shoulder season on private property only, so I got a hold of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks after 43 attempts this morning and got my name on the list. And they only accept 3 parties a day, and each party can have up to 3 hunters, so it sounded like there was one other party of 3 that was going to be out at this property, which is about 12 square miles, and then myself. So 4 people with the possibility of there being up to 7 people in this 12 square mile area. But they said if you get back in there a couple miles, pretty high likelihood that you'll find some elk. The only caveat is that the landowners require that you take every part of the elk, with the exception of the guts, off the property. So if we kill one back in there a couple miles, obviously I'm just by myself. Couldn't coax anybody into coming and running the camera and helping me pack an elk out. So it'll be solo filming again. And if we dump one back there a couple miles in, then be able to get the guts out. But every other part of that thing I'm gonna have to pack out, which that'll be a chore. Wouldn't have it any other way. I like to be a challenge, and I want nothing more than to kill an elk. We can only kill a cow at this tag, but I'll be tickled pink if we come across some elk and are able to put a cow down.
Alright folks, I spotted the elk. They're right over this hill. There's a pretty big group of cows and calves along the fence. We're gonna sneak up to the top, try to get a shot. Oh, I'm out of breath. Seen a ton of elk this morning, but they got onto stuff we can't hunt. This whole herd's on stuff we can. I see another big group up there. We need to pop over the hill right now and shoot one. Let's go.
Well, we got her done, folks. What an unbelievable morning. I have dreamed of this day. I've only ever killed one elk in my life, and I've burned a lot of money on these non-resident big game combos over the years. Never been able to find any elk, but this shoulder season program that Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks has implemented is unbelievable, and I can't thank them enough for having that program that allowed me to get out onto this private ground where they have a bunch of elk and shoot a cow with my general tag over here. So thankful. Unreal this morning. I got down here about midnight last night, got to the ranger station, and got my map, which gave me access to this property for today and tomorrow. And there was actually enough moonlight about 1 o'clock in the morning where I could see these elk up in this flat off one of the main roads. So I went to the closest designated parking area that I could use to access this property. Didn't sleep at all. I maybe got an hour and a half of sleep last night. I'm congested, I got a cold, I was freezing my butt off sleeping in the pickup, whole 9 yards. But I got in here about an hour and a half before light this morning and circled around to get out in front of them, up ahead of this draw. And first light I saw a bunch of elk going over the ridge onto stuff that I can't hunt. And I was pretty bummed out. I don't know how many elk were in that group, probably 40 or 50 at least. A couple nice bulls. But I was gonna circle around, try to get on the back side of that 1 square mile piece that we can't hunt here. And I decided to go over to this low spot where I couldn't see and just see if there was any more elk working their way up that low spot heading towards that piece. And sure enough, there was 150 or more cows and calves and raghorns in this group, and I got right up on top of this ridge looking straight down on them. Wind was howling right in my face. I didn't have any crosswind, and I picked out what I thought was one of the bigger cows, and it was pretty trying to sit there and be patient to wait till they all cleared, and I had a good shot, a good solid rest. And on video, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm pretty sure I had her in the frame, but there was so many elk, it was just chaos. Self-filming stuff like that is really a challenge. But I think we got her done, and I should have footage of her all the way up until the part where she tips over. You could see her kind of running behind the herd and slowing down, and then she tipped over. She ran maybe 60, 70 yards and died. So good, clean, ethical shot and kill. And we got us a big old elk. Grayson, buddy, Daddy loves you. And I just can't believe the season that I've had this year. Probably the best season I'll ever have in my life. I know I've said that before, but this one's going to be pretty tough to beat. And I'm just focused in on, pretty excited on being able to have you come along with me when you're old enough and go scouting and hunting and fishing and do all the things that I love to do in the outdoors. And gosh dang, I'm so excited. Love you, buddy. Can't wait to meet you. Last day of November. First day hunting elk, first couple hours hunting elk all year, and we got her done. Shoulder season in Montana. Awesome. Gorgeous animal. Let's get her situated here, get some pictures, and figure out how the heck we're going to get her out of here. Wind's howling, so meat will stay cool. It's nice and cool. It's probably low 30s right now, so I'm tickled. Awesome.
We got everything back to the pickup. I don't know if my MCL is tore or if I got a muscle that's stretched or what. But my right knee and inner thigh, I can barely freaking walk. But like I said, this property had to get everything with the exception of the guts off after he killed one. We've put on 7-8 miles, probably going back and forth, getting this thing out of here. And it feels good to be back at the pickup with everything loaded up. Now it's got a 7-hour drive home.